Oh yeah, anyway. So can I rank a site with PBNs replacing guest posts and niche edits? Wait, sorry. Can I rank a site with PBNs replacing guest posts and niche edits? Would still have citations and pillows, but PBNs instead of guest posts, which I can use on. Oh God, you got him saying
Oh,
assets. He
yeah,
said
but multiple. Oh,
like
yeah, that's cool. I'm glad.
don't
We're gonna reshape SEO. Okay,
don't say assets.
it's gonna become more high end friendly if we use assets versus money sites.
That's just a word Nick uses
Assets.
to make himself look
I
fancy.
have backlink vehicles that I use to lift my assets up in the SERPs. Dude,
Um,
somebody give me some venture capital right now.
but yeah, I would not recommend doing what you're saying.
No.
Actually, most people move the opposite direction. They'll want to replace their PBNs. So they'll be working on a site for a while, and maybe they're getting to the point where they want to sell the site or something, and then they'll start thinking about basically people don't want a site that's propped up with a bunch of PBNs, so they'll want to slowly switch out their PBN links for more natural links, stuff like that. Um, yeah, people don't normally go in the other direction.
Yeah, and quite honestly, I would say like neither is a good option. Like, what we preach here is diversifying your link profile. If you're really building out a site, and you're doing it right over time, then you're going to be mixing all these links over time, and that's going to be, what creates the backlink profile. Just because you're replacing an anchor using a different kind of link doesn't mean it's going to register the same way to Google, right? Those websites that you're using to get backlinks from are diversified in the amount of power or relevance, etc., that they're going to send. So to try and imagine it as a replacement is really just it's erroneous because there is no replacing it, right? You're shifting away from something. But like Chris said,
Or maybe he's not
this
talking
would
about actually
be
replacing them. Maybe he's just saying replace them in the strategy, like only PBNs instead of niche
oh well,
edits and guest posts,
I wouldn't do
which
that
is also a
either.
no.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that either.
That's a bigger no.
Like honestly,
Actually, they're both big
I
no.
got my start in PBNs with SEO. That was like the first thing that I started working with. Like I got really interested in, etc. I barely use them anymore. Like I use them as a fine tuning tool. But the actuality of it is PBNs are expensive because they're expensive to build, they're expensive to hold, and then when they get popped, they're just gone. So they're expensive. Um, and quite honestly, I've found that like diversity is more important than just trying to muscle through majority of these SERPs. So I would recommend that, if your idea right now is to focus heavily on PBN usage, probably shy away from that. And then when I see this, which is PBNs,
Except if you're in like a very PBN heavy niche.
yeah,
If you're in a niche where people are like just it's like the Wild West with PBNs, then
but you still risk getting your PBN popped over time, like, or
yeah.
having to spend an insane amount of money on rentals for it. It's dicey. One thing that I'm seeing here that's a huge red flag is because then with PBNs instead of guest posts, I'd be able to use them on multiple assets. But if you own your own PBN and you are trying to manipulate for money sites with that PBN, you're going to create overlap issues in no time. And that's one of the reasons that I would stress when newbies are getting involved in PBN and they say they want to build, 5 to 10 to prop up, a handful of domains that they've got. I've never heard of somebody doing really well with that idea. Now, if you're building a 5 to 10 PBN specifically for one asset to link to one money site to, then that's a better opportunity. But again, you want to understand and know what you're doing with those so that you maximize the amount of money and profit you can pull by using them. Because otherwise, a PBN is essentially a cost, an incurred cost over months' time, and then if it gets popped, which you have to be very careful building your PBN, you essentially that's a completely sunk cost, and then you might lose rankings as well over using it. So I would say for PBNs, be slow and steady with them. I would always stress using niche edits and guest posts over PBNs.
Yeah, your PBN should make up a very small portion of your link profile.
Yeah.
So yeah, just to summarize and kind of give you a short answer real quick, I would not, if you have an existing site with niche edits and guest posts, I would not replace those links with PBNs. And if you're just talking about your strategy in general, I would also not build a link profile that's using PBNs instead of guest posts and niche edits. I think both are very dangerous ideas unless you're super advanced and you understand the risks of what you're doing, and that's kind of built into your whole strategy. Hey everybody, thanks for watching. Be sure to check the description below for links to our blog for more info on this topic, along with a bunch of other cool stuff like case studies, our Facebook community, and our link building services. And like always, remember to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell if you enjoyed the video. Thanks and happy ranking.